Bitcoin is a decentralized digital currency, means it has no barrier of country. Like you can go to Europe, America, Australia, anywhere you want. It's acceptable anywhere. And there is no regulation of the government over Bitcoins. So the transactions can be happen without the bank, which makes it more simple to the people. Now you might be thinking how actually the scenario is. See, think Bitcoin as a virtual gold. Now, in any country you want to go, you will get a best price by selling out gold. So, you are actually rich in the world if you have gold in your pocket. In the same way, Bitcoin is also have the best price all over the world. And like gold, you can purchase anything or invest Bitcoin to book hotels or to buy online products or to buy furnitures or anything. If the authority accepts Bitcoin, you can purchase anything. So you can take an example like you are buying a bike from a showroom by trading say 1 kg of gold instead of money. Now coming to the creation of the Bitcoin. Bitcoin was created in 2009 by an unknown person using alias Satoshi Nakamoto. To put it simple, he made something interesting program which creates a mathematical puzzle for Bitcoin. And if anyone can solve it, he will own that Bitcoin and get some reward. Now, here comes the concept of miners. Now, the people who are solving the puzzles are called Bitcoin miners. Bitcoin mining is the process of verifying Bitcoin transaction and recording them in the public blockchain ledger. The process is solved based on a difficult mathematical puzzle called proof of work. The proof of work is needed to validate the transaction and for the miners to earn reward. All the miners are competing amongst themselves to mine a particular transaction. The miner who first solves the puzzle gets the reward and also validate the transaction in the blockchain. Now, what is blockchain? Blockchain is the underlying technology of Bitcoin. It is a public distributed ledger in which transactions are made, recorded in the chronological order. And any record or transaction added to the blockchain cannot be modified or altered. This blockchain contains blocks of particular transaction and their records. These single blocks are basically the bitcoins of different values. And this block has four primary attributes. Now, blocks are identified by its hash value. And these hash values are unique for each and every block. Now, this hash value contains four attributes. One is previous hash. This previous hash contains the hash of the previous block. That means the unique identification number of the just previous block is stored here. Number two is data. This data contains the aggregated set of transactions that were mined and validated before. That means it contains the history of the whole transactions before this transaction. Now third is nonce. Nonce is the random value used to vary the output of the hash value, and this is the proof of the work. That means the miners are doing mathematical puzzles, and by solving these puzzles they are getting few numbers, and this is the new numbers which are forming the new hash value, or this is the unique number is producing here. Now fourth is hash, and this way the hash is produced. So it is the digitally signature of the block. It is a resultant hash value obtained by passing the previous hash. Now Bitcoin have a hack prevention technique. What if someone tries to hack the data of a single block? Now say a block of A, B, C, D are there, and each block have solved puzzle and generated a hash value of its own, which is its identifier. Now say one is trying to hamper block B and is trying to change the data. Now the data is aggregated in the block as mentioned in the second attribute of the hash. So if the data of the block changes, the hash value of that block automatically changes. That will corrupt every block after it, means C and D, because every block's first attribute contains the hash of the previous block. Now when C checks that the previous block is not valid, then the B block is automatically delinked from the previous block and become corrupted itself. So for a hacker to make the entire blockchain valid for the block B that has been changed, he or she have to change the hash value for the blocks ahead of block B, which requires a huge amount of computing power and it's next to impossible. Now, how the price setting is happening. See, just as gold. When you see that rich people are storing gold and they are paying a high amount for the gold, then you also realize that the gold is important for you and you also start to store gold by exchanging of money or by mining. In the same way, when the industrialists or the stock marketers started to buy the bitcoins as a hope, then the price of bitcoin started to hike slowly. Now initially it was started with $0.008 and now it is worthing of $36,192. Now the fact is blockchain is limited with a certain number of blocks and as of now the bitcoins is near to its maximum limit. So its demand is also increased. So the bitcoin price is increasing day by day and people are trying to get it by exchanging it.